Okay, Unit 5, Lesson 8. We're going to do, there's only a couple problems here, so it should go pretty quick. The first one is going backwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this idea of scaling in two-dimensional space and three-dimensional space, and we are going to apply it to a real-world type problem. So to get started here, the image shows a cone that has a base area with 36 pi square centimeters. The cone has been dilated using the top vertex as the center. The area of the dilated cone's base is 729 square centimeters. And the question is, what is the scale factor for the dilation? So we're starting with this small cone here, and we have a base area of 36 pi centimeters squared, and we are scaling it, and it's growing to 729 pi centimeters squared. Now, I know that when we scale things and the size increases, that means that my scale factor must be greater than 1. So here's what we're going to do. I know that I have 36 pi as the original area. I'm going to multiply it by some scale factor, but that scale factor has to be squared. Remember, when we multiply an area, we have to multiply it by the square of the scale factor, and we end up with 729 pi centimeters squared. So now all we got to do is we just really have to solve this equation. I'm going to divide both sides by 36 pi. Now, look at the reason why we want to leave things in terms of pi if we can. Notice how I have a pi on the top and a pi on the bottom. Those are just going to cancel. So I end up with my scale factor squared is equal to whatever 729. I don't know where I got that extra 7, but 729 pi divided by 36 pi. The pi's cancel. 729 divided by 36 is 20.25. Now, I have the square of my scale factor is 20.25, so now I got to take the square root of both sides, because this square root will cancel that squared, and I end up with a scale factor of whatever the square root of 20.25 is, and I can do that on my calculator. I know that it's going to be 4.5, but I just want to make sure that we know how to find the square root on our calculators. So here's my calculator. I want to take the square root, so I got to hit the button, the second button, and then squared for square root, and I want the square root of 20.25, and I get 4.5. So my scale factor is 4.5. Okay, moving down. Now we're going to take this idea of scale factor and dilation, and we're going to talk about this new problem. A beverage company manufactures and fills juice cans. They spend about 4 cents on materials. That's going to be important. So 4 cents on materials for each can, and they fill each can with 27 cents worth of juice. The marketing team wants to make a jumbo version of the can, and the jumbo version is going to be a dilated version of the original. They can spend at most 16 cents on materials for the new can. There's no restriction on how much they can spend on the juice to fill it. The team wants to make the new can as large as possible given their budget. Question 1. By what factor will the height of the can increase? Well, let's think about it. We're starting with a can that costs 4 cents to create, and we want to get to a can that costs 16 cents to create. Now, what that means is I'm paying for a certain amount of material. And if you think about the can, you're paying actually for the surface area, right? So this is not including what's inside the can. So the can's going to be hollow. So we're looking for the surface area here. So I know I'm going to take this 4 cents per can, and I'm going to multiply it by the square of some scale factor to get to my 16 cents. So now all I have to do is solve this equation for my k squared. I'm going to divide both sides by 0.04. And I get 0.16 divided by 0.04 gives me 2. Nope, it gives me 4. Now remember, I got to take the square root of both sides. So my scale factor here is 2. Okay, so how will the height increase? Well, the height will increase by a scale factor of 2. The height will increase by a scale factor of 2. And to explain my reasoning, I know it's going to increase by a scale factor of 2 because the surface area increased by 4. Okay, number 2, by what factor will the radius of the can increase? Well, that's pretty simple. The radius will increase by scale factor of 2 as well. We can use the same reasoning. Can use the same reasoning. Okay, now I want to create drawings of the original and the jumbo can. So now you get to see Mr. Dobo's shoddy art ability. So I'm going to draw a small can. It's going to kind of look like this, and give it a little perspective. There's my small can. Now I want to draw the jumbo can. Well, the jumbo can is going to be twice as big. There's my jumbo can. And how do I know it's twice as big? Well, let's call this a height of h. That means this can has a height of 2h. Now I've made sure that it's exactly twice as big because I've labeled it. This can has a radius of r. This radius then must be 2r. Perfect. So I've drawn the original and the jumbo cans. Here we go, number 4. What geometric solid do these cans resemble? Well, they look to me like cylinders. And what are some possible differences between the geometric solid of a cylinder and the actual can? Well, cans will usually have a lip on top and an indentation on the bottom. Okay, last one. Well, next to the last one. What will be the total cost for materials and juice fill for the jumbo can? Explain or show your reasoning. Okay, so in order to find, I know that the total cost of the materials is going to be 16 cents. I know that that will be 16 cents, and that was what the company wanted. We didn't want to spend more than 16, so we made it 16. But now what I need to figure out is I need to figure out how much is it going to cost me for juice. Well, if we remember, my scale factor is 2. And the juice that's going inside normally, if I remember correctly, costs 27 cents. Okay, that's what I start with. Now, what I need to do is I need to take this scale factor and I have to apply it to the cost of the juice. But I don't just multiply the cost of the juice by 2 because the juice, remember, makes up the volume. So I need to multiply this by my scale factor cubed. Let's write that a little nicer. I got to multiply this by my scale factor cubed. So here we go. I'm going to take my scale factor of 2 and I'm going to cube it. And then I'm going to multiply that by the 27 cents. And it will cost me $2.16 for the juice. So now the total for the materials and the juice is the $2.16 for the juice and the 16 cents for the canned materials. So it will cost $2.32 for both. Describe any other factors that might cause the total cost to be different from my answer. Well, so we already talked about the fact that it's not going to be an exact cylinder. Okay, so that might cost a little more. Let's talk about what's on a can. So if it's a soda can, for example, or a juice can, they're usually painted. So the cost of the paint, and if you think about it, the cost of the paint should increase by, would that be the linear K value? Would that be the area K squared or the volume K cubed? And since we're painting the outside of the can, that's going to be a surface area. So it will increase by K squared or 4. So it should increase by a factor of 4 for the cost of the paint. Another thing is the larger can may contain a greater percentage. That was really may contain a greater percentage of juice. So a couple things that might change our total cost for the juice. So I hope that was pretty clear. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, until next time, geometry.